Well, good morning, my friends. Well, sadly, our time here in Quebec City, at least for this trip, is done. Like I said, have no fear, we'll come back someday. But now, we gotta head out and go on to more adventures. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. All right, let's grab all my nonsense and walk 15 minutes to the train station. We got a few hours of hanging out on the train. There it is, we made it. With about 15 minutes to spare. God, it's cold out today. Yeah, I love this train station. One of my favorites. Well, we got here on time, and then I noticed that I had an aisle seat, so I went up and just said, hey, I'm a camera guy, do you mind, is it possible to get a window seat? And she said, oh, absolutely, and then looked and said, oh yeah, there are tons of open seats, so looks like I have two seats, well, mine and an open seat right next to me, so should be a good, what is it, like a little over 3 hours, yeah. Holy cow, do you see what I see? That is a cherry tree. That is a cherry tree. Some frosty looking cherries, but they're cherries. All right, it's that time. Okay, this one's ours. Right over here. That one's mine. Big plans for this trip also was to go see Olympic Park, which is the stadium where the Montreal Expos played, and they have a Montreal tower that goes like kind of over top of it, and they have a funicular that goes up the side of that. However, I didn't check before I came to find out that they actually have that all closed until March for maintenance, so the funicular and all that's closed, so we'll have to do that another trip. I'm sorry, it's a bummer, but if that's our only setback for this trip, it'll be fine. Well, we've arrived back in Montreal. Well, before we start our exploring for the day, we're gonna have a smoked meat sandwich, and then we're gonna head out. And actually I have a couple of things I'm gonna check out, I think. Wow, take a look at this basilica. Well, I just dropped off my stuff at my hotel, so let's head out. I want to go to McGill University. There are 4 pretty well-known people that went there, and it's supposed to be a beautiful campus, but there's also a museum there called the Redpath that I want to check out, so let's go. Oh, cool! Take a look at this! That is awesome! Oh, I love it. I love it. This guy looks like he's having a bit of trouble. And then what do we have here? Wonder what's with all the holes. Interesting. Not sure what that's all about. I'm going to attempt to make this walk. It's about a 22-minute walk there. And it is freezing, but I just want to see if I can do it. Look at the lips up there. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's the Museum of Contemporary Art of Montreal. We're not going to make it in there this trip. We're going to do a little bit of museum exploring, but not this one, I don't think. They all have a message. Check out the Art Nouveau Canada Trust building right there. Looks like a sign for dancing ladies up there, huh? Wow, check out this church. This is called St. James Church. God, it's beautiful. Look at that. Wow, check out that skyscraper. Oh wow, it's a striptease show, but That's some amazing neon. I'd love to see what it looks like lit up. Look at that mural. The honeybees flying with a suitcase. Well, that says Avenue McGill College, so I'd say we're on the right path. Well, here's a nice bus to John F. Kennedy. Now, I don't know exactly what this ball is here to represent, but what it should represent is a basketball. Because one of our attendees from McGill University was the man who invented basketball, Dr. James Naismith. I think by the looks of those gates, we have found it. Well, take a good look at the future of statues. Yep, instead of military heroes and dignitaries, you're gonna have kids on laptops with a pear instead of an apple. Look at that. He's stealing the burger. There's some fries. I kind of like it. I think it's interesting. Mouth hanging open. Steve Jobs. Well, this is one of the art pieces I wanted to show you while we were over here. This is a far cry from the museum we're gonna see. This is interesting. I love this. Almost Space Invader-esque with that pixelated look to it. I love it. So I mentioned there were 4 people that I was interested in that attended school here, one being Dr. James Naismith. The other 3, Hume Cronin, Leonard Cohen, and Captain Kirk William Shatner. And I'm told there's a William Shatner statue here somewhere, though I can't find it anywhere online. However, here's an interesting statue to the founder, Mr. McGill, traipsing through the snow like I am. Yep, it is definitely an architecturally beautiful campus. Now let's go find the Redpath Museum. There it is. Who feels like seeing a T-Rex? I do. It's kind of a cool mosaic piece out here in front. Well, let's go on in. I believe it's even free. So they basically sold me on this place by the description online that said they had T-Rex bones, mummies, and extinct animal skeletons. Let's go. So it says that these are fossil bones of a duck-billed dinosaur in plastered jackets. And there's the excavation. And that's what he would have looked like. There's an extinct Carolina parakeet. The only North American native parrot, and one's very common. That is a massive fish. Wow. Just your average Japanese spider crab the size of a dinner table. Whoa. Check this guy out. Whoa. And this. That is amazing. That is the skull of a minke whale. It's huge. That is from a bowhead whale. And then take a look at that. This is mainly the sea life section that I'm showing you right now. There's 3 floors to this. It says Steller's sea cow, humorous invertebrate hunted to extinction in 1768. Sea cow. Looks like it's a relative of the manatee. Wow, what is that? Take a look at this. Wow. That thing's huge. That's about 3 times the size of Breck's tortoise flash. Whoa. That is a cross between a reptile and an amphibian. Nimnocellus. All right, we're heading upstairs. Wow, that's a big hunk of wood. Take a look at all the minerals. That's sulfur. Amazonite. There he is, as promised. The T-Rex. I don't know that I've ever actually seen a real one ever. Like, I mean, the bones of one. That's really cool. It still blows my mind that people don't think they existed still. These are from the mammoths and mastodons. Leg bones. Pelvis. Now these two right here, those are both molars of a mastodon. Then that's the jaw. And then if you look in this little like baseball card looking thing, they have samples of the real woolly mammoth hair. And then that is a broken piece of one of the tusks. More giant mammoth bones. Those are huge. So this is the right tusk of a hippopotamus major. And then this is part of the lower jaw. Now there's a picture there of the saber-toothed cat, and here's the skull of it. Let me see if I can get out of the light here. And it says that is the skull of a post-glacial beaver from North America. Huh. Skull and partial jaw. Oh man, more dinosaur looking stuff. This looks like a raptor. Wow. There you can see what they believe it would look like. That's really cool. Look how long the tail is. The tail goes all the way up to there. And what the heck is that thing? Wow. That is a giant deer from the Ice Age, it says. Megaloceros hypernicus, or Hibernicus. Oh wow, take a look at that. Triceratops skull. Wow, that's incredible. For a free museum, this thing has a ton of stuff. I'm definitely not showing you everything, I'm just showing you the stuff I like the most. Then check this out. And that is a whooping crane. A woodland caribou is what it says. Now that's interesting. The antlers are covered with fur as well, and they extend way over the face, like over the nose and everything. Never seen that before. Huh. That's another type of caribou, and then we have a polar bear. And then this is a recreation of what they believe that a seafloor in Montreal would look like about 500 million years ago. And that says that is a walrus skull. And then right below this skin is a muskox. And these are the castings of the jaw of a T-Rex. Whoa, what is that? I think we're gonna head up to the 3rd floor now. Yeah, I just had to look at this guy one more time. Just too cool. Cool, a meteorite. Well, let's just start with one of the mummies up here. As soon as we get up here. This is the Theban mummy. Wow. And this is what they believe the Theban mummy would have looked like in person. Facial reconstruction. I love this kind of stuff. So they have multiple mummies here. And then these are all animal mummies. Says that this top one would be a falcon, and then this would be a cat in the center. That would be an ibis, and then the 2 bottom ones are baby crocodiles, which you can definitely see there, the crocodile face poking out. Take a look at that. And those are examples of the gauze that they would use to wrap them. Here's a limestone head. And that is called a Congo figure. Look at all these skulls. Different examples of bone structure through the millions of years. That is really cool. Take a look at that. You know what that is? That is an ancient xylophone. That's awesome. Yeah, now we're over to the ancient musical instruments. Wow. There we've got some drums. And that is an old blacksmithing tool. Look at his face. So this case is almost like they're Ripley's Believe It or Not, because they have a picture of someone and they have a shrunken head here, and they pose the question, is it fake or is it real? And then down at the bottom they actually say, after examination, the conclusion is that this was made for tourist sale out of a monkey head, most likely. Oh, you get a little Easter egg if you come up to the 3rd floor, because you can't see this from down there. That's an anaconda on top of that case. On first look, you look at this thing and you go, hey, that's kind of cool, isn't it? And then the more you look at it, you go, wait a minute, what's that made out of? Then the longer you look at it, you go, okay, better question. How many teeth is that thing made out of? Those are all pulled teeth. Here's a Japanese Buddha from the 18th, 19th century, it says. Now this is really cool. This is Japanese samurai armor, and it said it dates to the period of 1600 to 1800. Look Look at that. It's really cool to kind of look at, take in. Now this is called the Demon of Blindness mask, and they said in Sri Lanka they believed that demons caused many ailments. So as part of the exorcism, they would make a mask representing the ailment, this one being blindness, to help exorcise that out of them. Take a look at that tile. That's actually made up of a bunch of those really tiny mosaic pieces to form that. Looks great. Wow. That's awesome. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at the Redpath. Now I'm going to go see if I can ask around and see if anybody here has ever heard of a William Shatner statue on the premises. Oh, it looks like they had a stuffed lion on display that we could have seen, but it's out being fixed up. The lion and his friends, so we missed a little bit. Well, I just asked one of the curators in there about the William Shatner statue, and he said, I've been here a long time and I even studied here and I've never heard of that, so I don't know if it's here. I don't know. I guess it could be William Shatner, but I don't think so. Looks more like Blue Falcon to me. So I actually came into the campus library to ask if they had any Leonard Cohen stuff on display or the William Shatner statue, and they said they actually have one of Leonard's original manuscripts in the rare books section here that he wrote while he was a student here that eventually, I believe, got made. So we'll see if we can find anybody to help us out. Well, my friends, we're going to call it a day here. Well, gang, here's the deal. They did have some of Leonard's original poetry. However, because of Canadian copyright law, I can't film it unless I have approval, like written approval from his attorney who owns it, that copyright now, I guess. But they did let me see it, and it was all typed. It was all typed on a typewriter. There was nothing handwritten, but it was stuff that he wrote when he went here in 1955. So pretty cool. And they said the writings that were in there, one of the poems was called St. Catherine. They're actually published in a book, so I'll probably go out and get that book at some point. But we're going to call it a day here from McGill University. No William Shatner statue. I asked 4 people, and they said they've never heard of that, and they all have worked here for quite a while. So that's it. Wanted to send a big shout out. Thank you to Sean Glosson, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.